And welcome back to Wicked F150. As you can see, I'm missing something on my truck. So the fender flares are getting painted. It's now Sunday. You guys watched the video yesterday of the wheel reveal and the wireless controller for the F150 LED's light bar. I've been working on this since yesterday. With the temperatures the way they are and the amount of boxes I have to set stuff on to paint, this is now going into day 2. So, one, I do think it looks pretty good without the fender flares, period. Now that the tires are poking out a little bit, it does give it a great look. Like, I'm not going to deny that. But, already got the fender flares. I'm going to finish painting them and put them back on. I'm showing you guys the process. So, as it sits, these are the white ones. The two that I took off yesterday from the passenger side, and they are painted and still curing. They are 3 coats of paint and 4 coats of the clear coat, which, if you guys watch the bumper, and I said I only put 2 coats of clear coat on there, that would be the problem with the bumper. I decided to read the can on doing these ones, and it says 4 to 5 coats of the clear coat. So I went ahead and put 4 on these. Now, these other 2 here, you see my nice little setup here. This is what you get when you DIY without the proper equipment. But got to clean these off. Gonna soap and water, wipe them down, and then take 1500 grit sandpaper. The can for the adhesion promoter for the paint for plastics that I also got from Automotive Touch-Up. It says 1,000 or higher. I already have 1,500, so I'm going to use that like I did on the ones that are already done. Like I said, soap and water, clean them up, then sand the tire surface down that you're going to paint. Clean it up again with soap and water to get all the dust off and the particles and stuff like that. You want them completely spotless before you start painting them. But once that is done, then you take the adhesion promoter, and that takes 2 coats. I think it's like 5 minutes in between coats, and you only do 2. For the adhesion promoter, you spray that all over the surface that you're painting, and then I put 3 coats on this. If you get enough coverage and stuff like that, I guess you could only do 2, but it's safer to do at least 3. Especially with the aerosol paint, your best bet would probably be, 4 or 5 coats. But this is taking me long enough. I'm sick of painting. I should have just taken it to somebody, I'm telling you what. But again, learning process is this is why I do this. So I can find the better way and process to do this. So, first, if you are doing this yourself and you have a way to hang them, it would be better to do it that way instead of flat on the ground like this. Better to paint for the parts, period, and your back. That's for damn sure. But let's go ahead and get these cleaned up, sand them down, adhesion promoter, 3 coats of the color match paint, and then 4 coats of the gloss. And we're going to get that done. Okay, and we're back. So I've already sanded it and put the adhesion promoter on it. That's why it kind of has a gloss look at the moment. But sorry for the voice muffled. Have a face mask on. Again, closed garage. Don't want to be breathing all this in. But with the sanding, you want a dull finish. You want to make sure the whole thing's scratched up. And like I said, clean it off. And the adhesion promoter, 2 very light coats, at least 5 minutes in between for it to dry. And then at least 15 minutes from the last coat to go ahead and spray on your color. Now, whether it's the adhesion promoter, this color, or the gloss, you want to make sure to get even coats, and I'm going to show you how to do that now. It is dry, nothing, it's not even sticky. I waited about 20 minutes just to be sure because of the weather. It's still a little bit cooler than when you're supposed to be painting, so I'm hoping, because again, 70 degrees or more, hoping that doesn't cause problems with chipping down the road. But we'll see. So let's go ahead and get the paint. So the first coat, I always like to do a 50%. Just let it adhere. And obviously it is 50%, so it does not have to be perfect in any way, shape, or form. And you're gonna do this. I do this on absolutely anything I paint, period. We got a bench set out front on the porch. Did the same thing, 50% first, and then full coats thereafter. So let's come back on the full coat. All right, and we're back. We're about 5 minutes. You let it sit between coats. Of course, make sure you shake it up, and make sure you wipe off the tip right here. It tends to get a little runny right there if you see, and it'll splatter the product. And like after this 50% coat, it kind of matters a little bit more. So you want to make sure you get it so it's clean. But now we're doing full coverage, but it's the same concept. Nice and even. You don't want too much in one spot to where it's going to run. And because of the corners, you want to make sure you go from a different angle, so that way you're getting full coverage. And the difference. So just going to keep going the whole way around, both flares, so then they end up looking like that. And painting the fenders is finished. So of course they're not cured yet with the clear coat, so I can't do anything yet. I can't polish them up and make them as glossy as this, but they're on at least. I did go with the black bolts instead of white. I wanted a little contrast in there, and I do have black on the truck, so it still goes together nicely. You can see the tires still have a little bit of poke to them. The fenders have this little kick out here for half-ass mud flap. They do still stick out past that. So I'm happy with the flares and the rims. I think they came out great. Not bad for a DIY painter, but I mean, I'm happy with it. I think anybody else would be as well. I did a lot better on these than the bumper, that's for sure. But let me know what you guys think. If you guys liked the video or not, anything I could have done differently that would be better, of course. I don't need any smart ass comments. So I could have done something differently that would make it worse. So again, hope you guys liked the video. Hope you guys have a great week, and I will see you guys next time.